All right, Chris, first of all, I wanted to thank you for giving me the time today. And I wanted to just ask you 8 quick questions. First and foremost, I wanted to know how your training camp's going.
Training camp's going fine. It's a little different for me because coming off actually an injury, and I'm not used to that, one of this magnitude, so I've had a lot longer to train for this fight, and it's just a little different, but I've been really excited about getting back and fighting, so it's been good.
Absolutely. I'll be glad to see you fight again. You're always such an exciting fighter. Now, I know your original opponent was Don Hyun Kim, and he's very much a judo specialist, a very unique fighter. Did him pulling out and replacing with Brian Foster change your camp at all?
Now, luckily for me, that happened kind of far enough away. It wasn't like it was a 2-week thing or a 1-month thing. It happened far enough out where I hadn't really got too much in the specifics of my opponent. I was just trying to stay in general conditioning and working on just, my rehabilitation and really getting a lot of rounds in there and do a lot of things. So luckily it happened. It's far enough out. It didn't really affect me too much.
Okay, right on. What do you think of your opponent, Brian Foster, heading into UFC 110?
I'm really excited about the fight because when I watch him fight, I know he's going to try and bring the fight, and he's going to try and take me out, which is all I keep saying. I want from the UFC. I want them to put me in with opponents who I want their goal to be to knock me out or to submit me fast. I don't want to fight guys whose goal is to try and eke out a decision against me. Some guys do that. That's their goal, to hold me down and win a decision. That's what I don't want. So when I see this guy fight, I say, that's not happening. He's going to try and take my head off. So,
you're looking for more an opponent that'll bring it to you versus somebody maybe like when you faced Matt Hughes previously and he was just content with grinding out that decision, right?
Exactly. I mean, to me, when a guy is going to come after me, and really try and, the more aggressive you are trying to take me out, the more things you offer me to do. Like, if you're real tight, it's going to be hard for me to get a good offense, but if you're going to be real aggressive, I can get my offense going, and not only is the fight going to be exciting, but I think I'm gonna pull off a victory. I'm going to pull off a knockout or a submission, so I really like it when people come trying to take me out and finish me. That's what I want.
Right, absolutely. Is there anybody in particular you'd like to get a match with the win here at UFC 110?
I don't know, there's lots of guys. I was scheduled to fight Carlos Condit. I like him because he's pretty aggressive as well. He's gonna come and try and bring the fight to you, be on you the whole time. And I like that. I was really excited when I saw him and Daly were coming because Daly's just been knocking people out left and right. And I was probably one of those guys afterwards. But just as long as it's, like I'm saying, somebody's going to come and try to finish the fight, that's my main goal right now, is putting on fights that people want to see and fights that I think are good matchups. I'm going to come out victorious.
Absolutely. It actually sort of leads into my next question. Right now you're riding a 3-fight fight in the night streak for the UFC. Is there any added pressure to keep that going to 4 fights in a night, or just bring it and see what happens?
I mean, I would love for that to keep going, honestly, but if you can't go out there and just say, I'm going to try and put on the fight tonight, it's definitely a thing that's going to take both parties involved would have to have that same mentality. And that, I can't control what the other guy does. I just want to go out there and really look to bring the fight to the guy as hard as I can and look to finish him. I'm looking to finish the guy the whole time, and the guy's doing the same to me. It's got a good chance of being the fight of the night. I mean, you might have a couple fights where guys are like that, and then you never know who's going to win it. But as long as I come out there and I try to do what I'm going to try and do, that's all I can control, so that's what I'm worried about. So.
Okay. Another question I had, you've been with the UFC quite a long time now. I mean, 6.5 years, with the last about 3.5 being exclusive. Most fighters don't make it that long. They make it 2 or 3 fights or maybe 1 year, and then they end up going back to smaller shows. How does it feel to be on the big show for that long of a time?
It feels really good. It feels great. I feel like I'm kind of, one of their, in the UFC family or whatnot. I've been there for a long time, and I feel that I try to be good to them, and I know they've been good to me. So I can't really think of any place I would like to fight. You know, there's no real desire to go anywhere else. UFC is as good as it gets, and I'm happy to be with them. So.
Good. Just two more questions, and we'll wrap this up. Who, in your mind, was the best fighter you faced in your career?
Wow, that's tough. I fought a lot of good guys.
Yes, absolutely.
That's pretty tough.
When I was looking at your record, a couple names that stood out to me would have been like Matt Hughes, Thiago Alves, guys like that. Was that one of those guys, or was it somebody a little surprising?
Yeah, I mean, very well. I don't know. I mean, at the time, those guys I was fighting, they were. I mean, they're probably each. Probably a couple of those guys are probably just some of the best in their own respect. I mean, Matt Hughes obviously is probably the best as far as just controlling a person. I know Thiago's the best person I ever went against. Who's just amazing guy on his feet as far as like countering with kicks and whatnot. So I'll just say a combination. Hughes was definitely the best guy controlling somebody I've ever been with. He passed my guard a little bit more than anybody else does. And he really couldn't do much from there, but he was as good at holding position. I can usually reposition it. Thiago's really good at countering with strikes. I fought Nick Diaz a long time ago, and he was real smooth with his transition into submission attempts. So everybody was good at their own thing. It's tough.
Okay, right on. And last question, what do you got on your mind heading in 2010? Anything particular you'd like to accomplish? Maybe get your title shot finally?
Obviously, that's always the goal. But I know, I definitely have to string some wins together. But what I have going in my favor is if you're getting if you win about 4 or 5 or even 6 morning fights in a row, you're probably not going to get a title shot. If you win 3 or 4 or 5 nights in a row, they'll probably chances increase are going to give you one. So I just got to keep fighting my style. And if I can get some wins together, it's going to make them take notice. So that's my goal, is to win, and not only win, but win the way I want to. If I do that, anything's possible. So.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Chris. Like I said, it was just an 8-question interview, so I'm all wrapped up. Is there any sponsors you'd like to thank, or any plugs you'd like to do?
My guys at Tap Out, they've been with me forever. Just thank them for always supporting me, and just looking forward to fighting me here soon and getting back in the octagon, and feel like that's what I belong, so I can't wait to get back in there.
Great. I can't wait to see you, Chris.